So, y'all, look, we talked about just Pearly, her racist comments, black people defending her, mainly black men, making excuses, cooning heavy. Now, Pearly done came out here and apologized to you niggas. And of course, the same black men who she really didn't have to apologize to anyway, out here justifying and defending her points. We are going to play the video, her apology video, and break that shit down. I actually announced that I was coming on here at 6 o'clock to go live. I actually announced it this time. I wasn't trash today, right? I'm going to give people a little time to trickle on in. Y'all hit that like button for me as you come in. We going to get it in and talk about this coon ass pathology that we're watching happen. Live, real, not back in, you ain't got to go back to the 20s, niggas cooning, or the 30s, niggas cooning, come to the 40s, even the 1800s, even before that, niggas cooning. No, they still doing it. And they do it online with no shame. I'm going to give people a little bit of time to get in here. As I do that, we're going to play some music. I'm actually going to play, probably, I would argue, the coldest shit Meek Mill ever made in his life.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready? I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, to shine like this. In a matter of time I spent on some locked up shit in the back of the paddy wagon, cuffs locked on wrist. See my dreams unfold, nightmares come true. It was time to marry the game, and I said, yeah, I do. If you want it, you gotta see it with a clear eye view. Got shorty, she try and bless me like I said I chew. Like a nigga sneeze, nigga please, for them trick and squeeze, I'm getting cream. Never let them hoes get in between of what we started. Little nigga, but I'm lying hearted. They love me when I was stuck and they hated when I departed. I go and get it regardless. Draw like I'm an artist, no crawling, went straight to walking with foreigns in my garages. Are foreign bitches menage, fucking sucking and swallowing anything for $1. They tell me get him, I got him. I did it without an album. I did shit with Mariah. Little nigga, I'm on fire. Icy as a hockey ring, Philly nigga, I'm flyer. When I bought the Rolls Royce, they thought it was lease. Then I bought that new Ferrari, hey, to rest in peace. Hey, to rest in peace to the parking lot. Phantom so big, can't even fit in the parking spot. You ain't talking about my niggas, then what you talking about? Gangsters move in silence, nigga, and I don't talk a lot. I don't say a word. I don't say a word. Was on my grind and now I got what I deserve. Fuck nigga, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished when I bought her ass tomorrow. Y'all thought it was rented. Flexing on these niggas, I'm like Popeye on the spinach. Double M, yeah, that's my T-Rose. Hey, the captain, I'm lieutenant. I'm the type of kind of mean cast and grind like I'm broke. That Lambo, my new bitch, she'll ride like my ghost. I'm riding around my city with my hands strapped on my toes. Cause these niggas want me dead, and I gotta make it back home. Cause my mama need that bill money, my son needs some milk. These niggas try to take my life, they fuck around, get killed. You fuck around, you fuck around, you fuck around, get smoked. Cause these Philly niggas I pull with me don't fuck around, no joke. No, all I know is murder. When it come to me, I got young niggas that's rolling. I got niggas throwing bees. I done did the DOA, I done did the KODs. Every time I'm in that bitch, I get to throwing 30 G's. But now I'm hanging out that drop head, I'm riding down no collar. They let my nigga earn back home, that young nigga be wildin'. We young niggas, we mobbin', like Batman and we're robbing. Miss two-door Maybach with my seat on reclining. I'm like, real nigga, what up? Real nigga, what up? If you ain't about that murder game, then pussy nigga, shut up. If you dip me in your ass, I get your pussy ass stuck up. When you touch down in my hood, no, that tour good, kept me down at MIA. And that heat game on wood, with that put my life on my feet, like that little engine I could. Boy, I slide down in your block, back on 12 o'clock. And they be throwing deuces, I'm the same nigga they watch. And I'm the king of my city, cause I'm still calling them shots. And these lanes talking that bullshit, the same niggas that fly. I'm the same nigga from First Street with them neck braids that lock. The same nigga that came up and I had to wait for my spot. And these niggas hating on me, hoes waiting on me. Still on that hood shit, my Rolls Royce on E, they gon' remember me. I say remember me. So much money, all your friends turn to your enemies. And when this beef, I turn my enemies to memories. We them bricks, they go for 40, ain't no 10 the key. Hold up, broke nigga turn rich. Love the game like Mitch. And if I leave, they ain't dumb pretty hoes gon' still suck my dick. It was something about that rollie when he first touched my wrist. Had me feeling like that dope boy when he first touched that brick. I'm gone.
Listen, y'all, I'm gonna play one more. Look, just cause I'm in the mood to play one more, I'm gonna play one more. I'm gonna play one more song. Give y'all time to get in here. And after this shit, and I don't even know if I'm gonna let it finish it again. I might not be here to wait. I might not be here to wait because I'm ready to talk about this shit. But I'm gonna give people just a little bit more time, like 2-3 more minutes, and then we're gonna get in there. And this is my shit anyway, so this is gonna get me in the mood.
Talk forward, this shit mean a lot to me. You know, this shit don't feel as good as it look. I'ma keep it real with you. I'm straight though.
I'ma give these niggas a reason to be mad.
What you coming, nigga? This ain't my story about rags to riches, more about how I master physics. In the game, I used to train like Rocky, catching chickens. I was nice, but they was right when they told me that rapper business. I had 10 bands in my stash when I passed over $500,000. Come easy, no good. Don't be surprised I'll last these niggas. It's like they put out a smash, then they go out in a flash, admit it. And then they make tracks and disses like that's gonna add up the digits. They showing fake racks and pictures like that's gonna attract the bitches. That was really me, nigga. I ain't have to act and conflicted. Only difference is I'm living. And I would've whacked one of them niggas who knew that after drug dealing I still be casual, spending $1 million plus annual income. So here's my manual, this some. And this east side shit still in me. My ability to turn words to imagery. Probably the reason they gon' remember me. Figure we walk this tightrope with a feline's agility. The streets did so much shit to me I could never live civilly. I can never leave a scene without checking my mirrors visually. Come with that energy, cause some shit gon' always stick with me. They wanna know what I brought to Griselda. I say validity. They asking what work that niggas put in. I'm like, what didn't we? Problems, then I correct through the obstacles I progress. Illogical for them to feel they responsible for our success. Besides Kanye West, tell me who else I gotta respect. Cause I'm kinda perplexed. It's about time that I got my respect. It's the butcher, nigga. Let's go.
Pyro said I had to let J. Cole's verse go. Like I had to. I was gonna come in, but he said let J. Cole roll real quick. So we gonna let J. Cole talk his shit. This verse was crazy.
When I show up, I'm on 10, nigga.
Nah.
On the night I was born, the rain was pouring, God was crying, lightning struck, power outage, sparks was flying, the real was here, the young boy that walked with lions around the outlines of chalk where the corpse is lying. Of course I'm trying to revive a sport that's dying, but the guns and the drug bars that y'all relying got these nerves thinking that you niggas hard as iron, but that just mean I ain't as comfortable as y'all with lying, stretching the truth. No, I never stress in the booth. They feel the pressure, me I feel like I just left them masseuse. Effortless, how I'm skating on these records is proof. I put your favorite rapper neck in a noose, never letting them loose. Cold world, the heat a blast to your speaker. He the last of Mohicans, no weakness, last in my sneakers. Nigga want me on the song, he gon' see the wrath of the reaper. I'm probably gon' go to hell if Jesus asks for a feature. I'm higher than niggas and don't need a bag full of reefer. Some see the glass is empty, I see a glass full of ether. Collecting his bread and mass like he a Catholic preacher. Just to count a nigga cash, you might need a calculus teacher. Eureka, Einstein on the brink of the theory of relativity. Really no MC equal. Feel me, Copin be lethal. Crip like the old MTV show. On God, the best rapper alive. Headshot, now go and ask the best rappers that died. They tell you he never lied, nigga.
Okay. Alright. J. Cole does snap on that shit, right? We gonna play this apology. We gonna break down the apology. We gonna talk about, well, at least I'm gonna talk about the fact that she even felt the need to do an apology. And people who were already okay, who were already cool, who already had their fucking coon ass cape flapping, she ain't even have to she ain't even have to do all that, really. But we gonna break that shit down. I'll be sharing the screen. We gonna talk about that shit, but let's go back a little bit first. We're gonna go back a ways first. We're gonna go back. Before we get into it too far, shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, and third. And mad love to everybody that was putting them B123s. As soon as they come in, they go ahead and throw that shit up. You know, check in at the door and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, say the code word to get up in this bitch. Do the special knock. I appreciate that. I appreciate that shit from y'all. I appreciate y'all support. Y'all know we just get it in over here. I just be over here talking my shit about what's going on, and some of y'all fuck with me for that. And I appreciate y'all. And I appreciate y'all repping at B123 like that and understanding where I'm coming from. But I'm going to share this screen. We're going to go back a year. Okay? We're going to go back a year. We're going to go back. Y'all see that? A year ago on my video channel, I made a video titled A Eulogy for the Manosphere. A year ago. Because these niggas, while being a manosphere, while supposed to be, you know, teaching men discipline, order, structure, how to be a man, focus on making this money out here. These niggas got on, you know, some hoe shit. They got on some hoe shit. It was talking about me, trying to talk about me, my personal life, as opposed to breaking down my talking points. As opposed to breaking down my talking points, they was more along the lines of gossiping and shit. Dick watching. Want to know what my dick doing. You know, anybody that's been watching me, y'all know we done been down this road. We done did this already. It came from me. You know, I've responded a couple times back to it. But a year ago, I made a eulogy. And, you know, I knew then, as soon as the motherfuckers start talking about me like that, and in my mind, I'm saying, and continuing to talk about me, I'm like, okay, these motherfuckers just, they ain't got nothing else. If they supposed to be men, they should be able to come as a man and you know, talk about my talking points if you're going to say anything about me. That's what you're supposed to do. And then watching these guys talk all this shit about black women, what black women ain't, what they can't be, what they can't even aspire to be, all while uplifting all other groups of women. Like, I just can't. Once that became, you know, my understanding of what's going on here, they trying to school men, but sitting around gossiping like hoes and not coming as men to men. Men are supposed to be able to approach men a certain way. I'm like, no, they still doing the same hoe shit they've been doing. They just added call it a black manosphere now, where they call themselves airing out their grievances. But took a whole lot of time to talk about me. And again, nothing I was talking about. That was a year ago. We gonna flash forward. Watch this. We gonna flash forward some now. This part will be what these niggas start exposing about themselves. Because there's no hope really for black women, not American black women. Even these guys that have, you know, kids and you know, little black girls, fathers, you know, brothers, uncles and shit, like, you gonna be trash. You're a black woman, you automatically gonna be trash, right? And in particularly American black women, or what they would call westernized black women, just trash as fuck out here. All of them, I promise. That's basically how they come in. That's kind of they spiel. Like, they all trash, I promise. Believe me, you know. Like, it's difficult to find clips, news clips and things like that of black women behaving poorly as the society supplies that material. And you can do it on both sides. This is why you can have a black man make a channel and call himself exposing black women, which is really him reporting the would-be news, you know, essentially. Celebrity news and shit like that, using these things to, you know, blanket black women. And it's not difficult to do. It's so easy that black women can do it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so easy that black women can do it too. It's not difficult. Anybody can do it. The society going to supply or going to feed the demand that you have and have this material at ready supply. Have the statistics that say you niggas ain't shit. Anybody can do it. So you have black men on one side that get all their so-called data about black women, and black women on the other side getting all their so-called data about black men. And people can literally sit around, read these numbers, and make points based on these numbers. And most of the points that's going to be drawn are going to be negative. Some people have it mastered so good that all the points that they make are negative. Some people got this shit on lock. Some of these motherfuckers are goddamn master level, like, to where it's all negative. You wouldn't think anything positive happened amongst black people at any time in our history. Let some of these motherfuckers tell it. It's not taking place. You're not going to wake up on a Thursday and black people be doing anything positive. Black people be, you know, raising their children properly and things like that. No, black people ain't never doing that. Never, ever. Black men ain't never been fathers. Black women ain't never been mothers. You think our kids just walking around in the streets? You think they just out here? Diapers on and shit, just in the streets. Millions of kids just in the streets. There ain't no fathers, there ain't no mothers, ain't nobody doing nothing nowhere. If you listen to these motherfuckers, that's how they make it sound. Like we got here through magic or some shit. I don't know. Like it's magical. Like ain't nobody did nothing. You know, we can't get on this internet and talk to each other, communicate with each other, and nobody fought for this. We just woke up like this. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how we make it seem. Like we just out here. Nobody birthed you. You ain't birthed nobody. You not father to nobody. You ain't mother to nobody. Get on this internet and talk crazy about each other all day, every single day. Not difficult. Anybody can do it. This is why this cave, just Pearly, has been able to come in and do the same shit. This is not hard work, what these people are doing. It's not hard work. Get you some fucking cue cards, write you some numbers down, and go at it, right? The other day, or a couple weeks ago, A1, Cave Pearly. Or we could do Cave Things if y'all want. That may sound a little cleaner. Just cavey things. We could do that if y'all want to. I'll let it be up to y'all. Whatever y'all want to do. She said some racist shit on her show. when she's interviewing a white supremacist. We talked about that. This Nick Fuentes, who I thought was some type of Hispanic. Apparently, he's some type of Italian. That boy said he was Italian. As I watch, more of the video and shit, he a Italian cave who are notoriously anti-black. Although black men uplift these motherfuckers. Scarface, my favorite movie of all time. You know what I'm saying? Either The Godfather, they'll steal their mafioso style and, try to be the mob and shit. When them motherfuckers anti-black as fuck, you don't believe me. You can even look at any of these movies, the anti-black sentiment. If you watch it, even there's a show now, The Godfather of Harlem, starring Forrest Whitaker playing Bumpy Johnson. Them Italian motherfuckers don't fuck with you at all. And they don't even hide that they don't fuck with you. They don't even try to hide it. Anti-black as fuck. Because after a while, they were allowed to be white. They were allowed to come in under this banner that boosted their anti-black sentiments. So they can call you shit like a fucking moolie. And that's okay. Black men are still going to carry their racist ass culture and idolize it and shit, just like they do with the fucking Hispanics. El Chapo ass niggas. They look up to the big dope pushing of the Mexicans and the Cubans, and they don't fuck with black people at all. As a political block. Even if you don't do it on a person-to-person basis, when it comes time for black people to be talking about something as a group, black people trying to be liberated as a group, all these other groups will come in and tell you to shut the fuck up. All of them. So just Pearly, even after she's been exposed, at least I did it 4 months ago when she was sitting down talking to Jesse Lee Peterson. And apparently everybody looked over that. This is the biggest, most worst thing they ever heard. Like if they'd have just listened to that interview, if they gonna be watching her stuff, you'd have saw it then. The shit she said about race was wild then. And not really even wild as it pertains to her being white herself. But wild that you niggas will continue to fuck with her even though she's saying this shit. How black manosphere niggas will come out of the woodworks to defend her even though she's saying this anti-black shit. This her second roundup. This time she was in front of one of her brothers from another mother. And Nick Fuentes, and more racist shit spills out, and she's apologizing. We gonna review this shit, but I want y'all to understand that black people have when I say history, I mean a very serious detrimental history of carrying, caping for, defending, worshiping, mimicking caves. That's historically. Carry them like they are gods on earth. There's something sick about it. Watch this. I'm gonna play this shit out. I'm going to pause it. Y'all know how I do it. We're going to do it in here. Watch this.
What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube I quit coffee. You guys, you care about what I'm drinking.
Okay.
I'm going to be addressing the Nick Fuentes situation. Yeah. I know why you guys are here. Okay. Thing that happened. Everything that happens in life, as I say to the girls on my show, is my own fault. The fact it's my own thing that happened. People, the reasoning behind having Nick Fuentes on, I heard that he from your.
Oh fuck! Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Y'all said that shit was breaking up. Okay. Oh, okay. And see, this be that bullshit. Being out here on the road. Okay. We're gonna try again. Choppy, okay. Okay. Can y'all hear me clearly, though? Can y'all at least hear me? And then we're gonna try again. Let me know if y'all can hear me. And I may just have to play the audio as opposed to the video. We may have to do that. Okay. Let me just do that. Matter of fact, fuck trying again, because we don't gotta see the bitch move. We just need to hear what she said. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring it up. Give me a second. And I'm not gonna listen to it through that. Y'all let me know if this sounds better when I play this. Cause we not even gonna get a bitch another chance. Let me see. God damn it. Nope. Hold on, y'all. Be patient with me. I'm trying to pull this shit up. And see, I should have had this shit already backed up anyway. I should have been ready for this shit. But I think I got it. Hold on, let me see. And y'all let me know if this sounds clear.
What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel, and welcome to Morning Coffee Thoughts, where I give my thoughts over morning coffee. Today I have a chai tea.
How's that sound?
I quit coffee. You guys don't care about what I'm drinking. Okay. Today, I'm going to be addressing the Nick Fuentes situation.
Okay.
Yeah, I know why you guys are here. Okay. So I want to first say I take full accountability for everything that happened. Everything that happens in life, as I say to the girls on my show, is my own fault. The fact that people are making these videos is my own fault. And the situation that I'm in is my own fault. Now, I'm going to give you guys an explanation and give you guys context for some of the conversations that were had.
Now, this is her starting off by saying, I take full accountability. This is what these manosphere niggas be talking about. Women don't like taking accountability. They don't take accountability for nothing. So she starts off doing a trick that she knows will work. I'm going to take full accountability, but then I'm going to explain and give context. When you taking full accountability, there is no explaining. It's I fucked up, and that's it, and that's all. I will do better. I know how I can do better. Watch this. And then your actions show you're better, or how good you're getting, or how you're moving forward, how you progressing. Your actions will show. You don't really do no whole lot of talking, and you damn sure don't call yourself taking accountability with an explanation. That ain't how it's done. I'll say that. This is a trick bag already. And this is y'all's coach. This is the one y'all saying know how to take accountability. She got the shit in the bag. She know the code, everything. Already she's fucking up. And I didn't want to watch this until I got with y'all. So we listened to this shit together. I wanted to hear it fresh. So already I'm talking about immediately she in the wrong. Now she gonna explain, y'all. Let's listen.
Just know it's not an excuse. It's my own fault. I take full accountability.
Right.
For everything that happened.
Right.
Okay. So, but I'm going to answer questions that people have brought.
Just a question there. Okay.
So the first thing is, why did you have Nick on? So, the reasoning behind having Nick Fuentes on was because I heard that he was on the no-fly list and he lost his bank account. Now, from your point of view, you would think, why would you invite someone on that's on the no-fly list, right? That would be a bad... Well, he's not anymore. That's how he flew, but he was. So I was more just curious why this man was banned on everything. Now, I've seen a lot of videos that say I play dumb or I'm playing dumb. And I'll tell you what I knew and what I didn't know. So I did know that he was a known racist. I did know he was a known sexist. I did know...
Do y'all hear that? Listen, hold on. Like, I didn't even think she was going to do that, what she just did. She said, I'm going to tell you what I knew. I knew he was a known racist. Bitch, that's what people saying the problem is. What the fuck? Like, are you serious? Like, that was the point. You can't say, well, here's what I knew. Like, bitch, if that's what you knew, if you knew that already, if you had knowledge of that already, that's what the fuck people are even saying. The people that's saying anything at all. That's the point. She's not playing dumb. Y'all understand now. I don't know who accusing her of playing dumb. Oh, she not playing. Or, because there's always an or here, or she think y'all dumb. And I'm going to go option B on this one. I'm actually pretty sure she just think y'all dumb. And she can say anything. At this point. Just whatever. These niggas ain't gonna pay attention to. Here's what I knew. He's a racist. Like, wait a minute. What? Like, wait, bitch. That's the part you're supposed to be denying, right? That was the part that was the issue. Him being a known white supremacist was the issue. Oh my God. She could have stopped right there. But apparently she doesn't. Let's continue.
So that basically every bad name in the book from the right and the left, everyone hated him. So the reason I had him on was because, guys, people say that stuff about me. They say I'm sexist. They say I'm a misogynist. And, you know...
But, bitch, how you gonna skip over the racist? They say you sexist and misogynist. Now, I know some of us gonna call her ass a racist because, I mean, she just is. But how you talking about the reason you had him on is because y'all shared these two things in common? Fuck the white supremacy shit. But people be saying I'm misogynistic too, so I have to invite all of them on Earth. They say the same things about me. Right. Maybe I paused it too quick. Let's see. I'm gonna give her a chance to mention racist because that was the most would be problematic thing in this case.
I really just like to give people the benefit of the doubt when I interview them. I don't go into interviews trying to interrogate someone. I just more try to listen and see where they're coming from.
Right.
In hindsight,
where does a racist come from? Like, what do you mean? Because I gave her a chance to add racist in there. She didn't. She said people be saying she a misogynist and shit and sexist just like they say about him. Fuck the white supremacist racist shit. She skipped clean over that. So Again, there's two options happening now. Either she dumb or she think y'all dumb. It's really whatever you want to do here. Either answer is problematic. It's like a catch-22. Because if she's dumb and you've been following her, putting her up on your shoulders, caping for her, defending her, and, you know, cussing niggas out if they don't fuck with her, call her racism out, then that's some coon shit. Yeah. That's some coon shit. And again, you can change this. There's hope. But you have to acknowledge that that's some coon shit. And if you was doing it, you're going to have to figure out why the fuck you was doing it. What is appealing about her? She's clearly not brilliant. She's clearly not. Let's continue.
That wasn't smart. And in hindsight, I should have had someone, you know, maybe Sarah Garvey, maybe another content creator that could have pushed back more and really was more educated on the topics that he was talking about than I was, because I certainly was not an expert in any of the stuff that he was talking.
Wait a minute. What? So somebody has to be an expert to hear a racist and be like, nah, get that racist shit the fuck up out of here. You got to be an expert to do that? You don't have to debate with a racist? Bitch, you racist. You don't have to have a debate with them or try to prove to them how racist they are. They know how racist they are. I can't stand when black people do it. Trying to explain to the caves how they racist. For what? Why waste your fucking time? For what? She said she needed somebody more educated than her to debunk the points he was making. Meanwhile, he was the one sitting there talking, and she was interjecting black people into the things he was saying. We saw it here ourselves. We did that. She brought black people up. From the clips that I saw, it wasn't even him. So what you mean you're not educated enough? You were agreeing with what he was saying and throwing black people in there on your own. You was raising your hand. Ooh, 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 niggas. Oh my God. That's all. You was doing that the whole, ooh, ooh, I know this one, niggas. You was doing it the whole time. What the fuck does having an expert got to do with that? Either she dumb or she think y'all dumb as fuck. You don't got to be no damn expert. You don't have to have an expert to denounce racism. And you were volunteering. You were alley-ooping to this motherfucker. She was throwing alleys to this motherfucker the whole time. For my sports motherfuckers, Stockton and Malone shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for y'all sports niggas, let me give y'all some shine, an analogy you'll understand perfectly. Stockton Malone in this bitch. She Stockton the whole time. Steve Nash and shit. She actually looked like Steve Nash in the face a little bit. Hold on. She actually looked a little bit like Steve Nash, actually. Steve Nash and shit. And she gonna tell me she need a goddamn expert when you was the one doing this shit. Stop playing. Who believed this? Who fell for this? We're gonna talk about that too.
About. I did remove the interview.
You removed
again
it?
Did not think through a lot of the repercussions of posting that, so I just removed it. If you do want to see the full interview, Obsidian did react to it. That's on his channel. The intention was not.
Shout out to Obsidian. One of my favorite coons. Shout out to my nigga. Since he not African, I ain't gonna call you my African. I'm gonna just call you my nigga. I'm gonna take the video down. This is why I couldn't find it. And I told you I couldn't find the shit nowhere. I was looking for her doing the interview without any commentary. I just wanted to hear her and him talk they little cave shit. But I couldn't find it. But here's why I couldn't find it. She's telling me, nigga, you ain't crazy. I took it down. Because I didn't think it through when I put it up. Even though I still stand by everything I said in the... Let's continue. Let's see.
I guess to hide it, it was just, this might not have been the best move. I'm just going to remove it.
It was to hide it, bitch.
So again, racism has no place in society, and I do take accountability for bringing him on. Hindsight's always 2020.
Bitch, you're not going to play the hindsight 2020 card. If racism has no place in society, and one of the things you knew was that he was a racist, then why the fuck would he be on your show? Like, why are you sitting here acting like, oh shit, I ain't even... If you truly believe racism has no place in society, we know you don't. Let's start there, because I don't want y'all to be feeling like I'm mad at this apology. I don't want it to come off that way. I want to try to understand the niggas that's defending it and how this made sense to anyone. But we know that really the niggas that were supporting this shit didn't need this apology anyway. They was gonna ride with her anyway. Shout out to Obsidian. That was what she said. My nigga. My nigga. Shout out to Obsidian. Let's continue.
I wrote down some of the complaints that people had. So if I look this way, it's just because I made bullet points of everyone's concerns, and I'm just addressing them. Okay.
You had to take notes on that. Because you couldn't just address the people. She always need a goddamn cue card. I'm telling you. She needs something to read off of at all times. And some people act like that. You get her to talking on her own, it's a wrap. So far, she's been talking on her own. Now she's going to read some questions.
My Africans, that part. So in the heat of the conversation, I made some remarks to my producer, Blessing. Now, Blessing is a godsend. Okay, Blessing has made the production quality literally phenomenal. He's so talented. And during this conversation, we were talking about immigration. And I said, I'm trying to get my Africans to America. Now, I watched it back, guys. It was so cringy. Oh my gosh, it was so embarrassing. I met my African employees. I just said Africans.
She left off the word employee. That was the issue. She said she called. Now, we didn't play that on the stream that I did. But if you watch Jason Black's, he goes into this whole my African thing. As she defends how African immigrants work harder than American niggas. But she said, she meant to say my African employees. She didn't mean to just say my Africans. I'm trying to be serious through this shit for real. Like, she didn't mean that. She left off a whole word. That's her fault. She's saying my bad, basically.
The reason is because, like, why wouldn't you just say my employees or whatever to America? The African passport system is just more difficult than the UK one.
Okay.
I didn't know, like, Blessing had to go to the embassy.
And that explains why you left off the word employee. Got you. The passport system is to blame for me leaving this word off because it's so hard. Okay.
Or something to apply to go to America with next month. We're going to go do some work there.
Right.
And, and so I've just found that the immigration process is a bit more difficult. So that's why I referred to them, because my African employees, I needed more help with. And, I was saying in the interview that I wanted more open border policies because I wanted them to come. Again, I really respect the African culture. I had no ill will or malice towards any of that.
You didn't deal with the fact that you said that they work harder You didn't even deal with the part that people had the issue with. This passport story it's great, okay. But you'd have to be like, well, I recognize that African immigrants work harder based on the Africans I know. That you'd had to go into that type of spiel right there. That passport shit didn't have anything to do with nothing. So.
But it sounded absolutely awful. It was so cringy watching back.
Cringy.
You know, so it was stupid. It was stupid. Okay. Now let's talk about the My Africans was the other one, and then
thinking about
the
our
joke
racism
about Blessing being late. So one thing that they cut out from that clip was that Nick Fuentes did say after, "Oh, I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm just kidding." Okay. Now.
And as long as a known racist says they're just kidding, then like, you already done said you knew this man is a known racist. But if he just say he just kidding, then that's cool. Everything. Oh shit. Oh my man. I'm trying to make it quick though, but I just that part I'm like, okay. All right. You knew he was racist, but they cut out the part where he said he was just kidding. That would have cleaned everything up. Right. Okay.
Even so, it was still in poor taste. And what I didn't think about at the time was, sorry, for those that didn't see it, basically Nick Fuentes was talking about he's always late. And I said, you were on time today. Oh, Blessing was the one that's late. And it's sort of an inside joke here at Just Pearly Things. Like, Blessing.
Alley-ooped. Basically, she's saying she tossed Fuentes the alley. He was talking about him being late, and this is exactly what she did. And she threw up Blessing, which is one of her producers that's an African who produces the show. She threw Blessing out there. Nick Fuentes didn't ask about Blessing. He didn't say, well, do you know any black people that's always motherfucking late too? Or late also? Do you notice that black people share this trait with me of being late? Which I really wish black people stop saying about yourself, even amongst yourself. It's dumb. Like, I don't know what that means. Like, what you're saying is black people are not punctual, so much so the trait is so unique to just black people that nobody else is ever late. The stuff that we say about ourselves just trying to be funny is coney. If you ask me. Nobody else in the world is late except them niggas. The same people we made work sun up to sun fucking down, we gonna have them joke about how late they be all the time. We're gonna let that be something they even say amongst themselves. And it's become part of the culture. Black people time. That means you late. You always late. Just like black folk be. There's no such thing as a punctual black person. It doesn't happen. And Lauryn Hill ain't making us look good because she... I fucks with Lauryn though. I ain't gonna lie. I fucks with Lauryn. But she making us look real bad, being 1,000 hours late to her own concerts and shit. But this is something that black people even say amongst themselves. Nick Fuentes, a self-proclaimed Italian, was talking about how he late, and it's because he's Italian. That's what he said. Oh, that's the reason that him being Italian even came up. Was he was talking about, well, that's how the Italian in me be having me late. Y'all don't even know Italian people said it about themselves, did you? Y'all didn't know they carried that, did you? Because you got colored people time, not just sometime people late. Nah. Nah. That's too much like the truth. That would be too much like, not putting yourself down in every way possible, even being punctual. Like y'all black people don't even allow ourselves to have shit. We can't do nothing like it's supposed to be done. Ever. Right? And we jokingly say these things and then wonder where all the self-loathing comes from, right? But an Italian said that's his Italianness. and she's going to explain what's African time.
He's phenomenal, but he's a late guy, and every time he comes in, he says African time. Now, Pearl me. So when I was referring to him during this joke, I was like,
she said, first of all, she said, so Pearl me, like, what, you third person now? You gonna tell a story about yourself outside of yourself? That's not accountability. Looks like delusion, just a bit. Okay, it's you. No, you don't gotta remind yourself that it's you, bitch. But she said that the African comes in and he says African time. So apparently, if black people in America say colored people time or black people time, Africans saying African time, and apparently there's an Italian time. Apparently people just got time sometimes. Maybe we should recognize that. But apparently this African brother says, well, that's just African time. That's what it is. And that's what she was referring to. She was exposing what she learned about the culture to Nick Fuentes, who didn't even ask her. So that was one of them alleys. Steve Nash does it again and explains her way through it.
African. Now, I was saying African time, referring to what he says when he comes in. Now, what I realized is this was...
And this time, she's saying that she left off the word time. Last time, it was employee was the word she forgot when referring to Africans. This time, it's the word time. She was trying to say African time. She didn't just mean to say African. And then Nick Fuentes says, yeah, because he's black. Now, I didn't play that part of the interview on when I did my live the other day. But that's what he says. He laughs. She laughs too. Little cave chuckle amongst the both of them. He's like, yeah, well, he's black. You know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all immigrants think they see y'all as African, if you believe that a would-be white supremacist is going to look at you differently because you keep saying you African, no. Nick Fuentes gave you a taste of that. She said, yeah, African. She said she left off time. She meant to say African time. This bitch forgets words all the time. If they not written down, the bitch forgets words. Apparently, this is what she's copping to. She pleading guilty for the charge of leaving words the fuck off. Like, I can't, employee, like, that's a tough, and time, like, what the fuck? I forgot all about the time part. I just said African. Nick Fuentes said, yeah, because he's black. She didn't give him an ice grill. She didn't look at him like, what the fuck you trying to say? She didn't do none of that. He laughed when he said it. She laughed. I'll continue.
Especially disrespectful because we did have someone that's a known white supremacist race, like, you know, making that joke in front of him, with him, is just in poor taste. And I did apologize to him for it.
Making the joke at all is in poor taste. You don't get to sit there and say African time to nobody. Talk about wherever the fuck you from's time. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk about where you from's time. Your culture's time. That's nothing you should be joking about in front of anybody. And if the African there is allowing her to joke about that, then that's that little, you know, all it takes for you to do is to have you a cave co-worker, a cave friend, and you give them little bits of permission amongst you two because you think y'all friends. You know, you have black people that let their white friends say nigga around them and all types of shit. Once you open that can of worms, they're going to get out in public and say that shit in front of their white counterparts. In front of her son. I got this nigga over here to let me call him a nigga. What your black friends hitting for? What kind you got? Yours don't let you call them a nigga? What? Mine do. My friend's better than yours. My nigga's better than yours. They let me call them nigga to their face. And I can say it if it's just in regular conversation. They don't mind at all. Because they said they say it, so, you know, they're like, well, since we say it, you can say it. Once you start opening doors like that and allowing them to do that around you, they're going to go out in front of other people, even in front of would be mixed company, gonna fuck around, call you a nigga in front of other black folk. Other black folk gonna be looking at you like, wait, what? You let them call you a nigga? I've known other black people like that. That'll let a white person be around them and sit around and say nigga. Now, at this time in my life, I wasn't in the mindset I'm in now. I knew I didn't allow it, but I wouldn't go check nobody else's white friend saying that shit around me. I wasn't there yet. I wasn't to that point. Now, if I'm going to be sharing space and this cave going to continuously be saying nigga, that's not going to happen in front of me. I'm going to go check that shit. And when he says, well, my friend, I got a black friend. What the fuck wrong with you? They gave me permission. I got the black card. They invited me to the cookout and everything. Like, I did a dance. Like, stop playing with me. I got rhythm too. So, and I listen to rap. So, like, what the fuck wrong with you? That's something that black people have to demand. If you don't, the caves will run amok. They'll run amok with that shit. They'll run a whole muck. Black people give these permissions. It's what they do. In an effort.
Men can do it.
In an effort to, my bad, y'all. In an effort to, hold on. In an effort to assimilate with them caves. To make them like them. Oh, you ain't like the other black people. They get mad when we say it out loud. So you get to be different. Hold on, I might have lost my spot. Let me see.
With him is just in poor taste. And I did apologize to him for it. I really had no malice or ill will. But, you know, stupid. It was just stupid. Okay.
Right.
The next thing is I've gotten a lot of criticism for, you know, using the black culture and then I'm going right and leaving it, like that sort of thing. You can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but that seems to be a big point of contention.
What she's talking about now is black people calling her out for using black people like DJ Vlad has done. People like Adam 22 from the No Jumper shit. The same things that they're saying about these caves. The same things they really, if you notice how the caves conduct themselves, they've been doing this shit for a long time, but they'll pillage from your culture. You will be the reason that everybody's watching. They'll be like the moderator almost, or almost like the reporter even, or the interviewer, and you giving the interview or answering the questions is the reason people watch, but you allow them to make millions of dollars off you, and you are the actual talent. You're the reason that everybody's there watching. Whether it's you being intelligent, whether you acting like a complete ass, like most of these bitches that be going on just Pearly show even. On there getting embarrassed, sunned. Cutting up and shit, you know what I'm saying? They've been doing that. Have you talk reckless? Self-snitch. Vlad gets niggas to snitch on themselves like, I mean, it's so easy. I don't know what it is, whether we see, cave skin and something about them asking us questions, make us break down. Maybe we feel like we're in an interrogation room, or I don't know what it is. But I watch black people go on Vlad and self-snitch all day. Just cuz. Just cuz. That's what's in. So people are saying that Pearly is using these same tactics, and what she gonna do is get the big crowd use black people, get that money, and then lean into her racism, basically. They're going to lean into that racist side of them. She's saying people are accusing her of that, using the culture, which she is.
Intention was never to be, quote unquote leader in the black manosphere or the manosphere in general. I really have always just looked at the men as the leader. I mean, they're the thought leaders. Let's just be honest. Mm-hmm. And me, I try to.
When she says thought leaders, she's saying that I take all the talking points that they say and I say them. That's basically what she's saying. I take their material and say it to women as a woman. So they're the thought leaders. I'm really just saying all they shit, following in behind them.
Support them in any way I can. I bring them on my show, but saying I'm a leader in the space, I feel like women follow, men lead. So I really think, that's just.
And that's the type of shit that men love to hear. That's one of the reasons they defend her. We're gonna get really into it once I get done with this. But that's one of the reasons that men like shit like that. Men lead, women follow, and she's saying that, and men like hearing that. Men like hearing that. That'd be something you could say to a man that he'll sit up in his chair for that shit. Hearing a woman say some shit like that. A lot of these women rely on that being a soft spot for men. Men like hearing that. And I ain't saying nothing's wrong with that. But there are relevant points made as to where are you leading me to? That's a relevant point. Where are you going? That's relevant. Because I understand there would be natural order, but that question is still relevant. Or, if we were back in the day, somebody could fuck around and get killed. If you lead me off a goddamn cliff, you step off that bitch, I step off that bitch with you. Woman got babies in her arms. Where are you leading us to? That's relevant. And a lot of times, men will like to act like that's not a relevant question. We belittle that question, belittle that point, because it is relevant.
That's just my opinion. Now, the other thing was the demographic of the women on my show. Guys, I haven't done recruiting in months. So when I started, I never expected it to blow up this fast. I never in my life thought I'd have 1 million subscribers in a year. I wrote my goals for the year before and it was 100,000. I thought I'd maybe get 100K by the end of the year. Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Now, everything blew up so fast, and I haven't done recruiting since maybe July. The only time I have is maybe to help out if we're low on a show. So or if there's a really big panel, like the Andrew Tate panel, I handpicked everyone that was on that. But in general, guys, I really don't recruit. I think one reason that there have been so many Black people on the show is because the recruiter that I picked was Nigerian. And he just had the type of job that he could recruit while he went on the job. And he knew a lot of people. He was already in the podcast space. So he was just a good recruiter. So it makes sense that he knows more Nigerian women.
He brought me Black women that I could embarrass. That's the long story short.
Yeah. Okay. But again, yeah. The next part.
God damn, bitch.
Now, this was the part that was probably the dumbest part of the whole interview.
The dumbest part.
The stupidest.
Let's hear it.
Dumbest.
What's the dumbest part?
Oh, this was stupid. So I said that slavery was embellished in the interview. Now, that not only is that comment insensitive, it's not accurate. There were things in slavery that were worse than what was shown on TV.
Wait a minute. What? What? It sounds like you had an understanding that it was inaccurate before you said it. That's the way you coming off here. Not like you got a new sense or a new logic or got some new knowledge or anything. It sounds like you saying you knew that before you even said it. That's what it sounds like to me. Or am I tripping? Let me go back a little bit. Maybe I'm tripping.
Part of the whole interview. This was the stupidest, the dumbest.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this was stupid. So I said that slavery was embellished in the interview.
Right.
Now, that not only is that comment insensitive, it's not accurate. There were things in.
She says it as a matter of fact. Not only was it insensitive, it's inaccurate. Like, you said it, though. You said it for no reason, though. So again, here's her with that Stockton shit, that Stockton Nash shit she's on. He was talking about the so-called Jews and the Holocaust. She's the one who brought up, it wasn't like she was asked a question about slavery or anything. She alley-ooped black people into the situation without any provocation whatsoever. That's the part that she seems to not be breaking down, and she's trying to explain, which, I mean, clearly we listen to this shit. This shit is trash, but she ain't even breaking down what, okay, the way you making it sound right now is that you knew it was some bullshit before you said it. And why don't you try explaining why the fuck you brought black people up anyway? Why is that the group that you used?
Slavery that were worse than what was shown on TV.
Exactly.
What I was referring to, I don't even want to tell you guys what I was trying to say because it wasn't what came out, and it doesn't even matter.
There's nothing to say from that. So that's why you had all this time to think of your apology and couldn't put nothing right there. What I was trying to say was you couldn't even do that. The statement is so fucking far, left field that you can't even try to piece it together to make it make sense at no point. There was nothing you were trying to say but what you said. You meant what you said. Like, is it me? Like, is it me?
Again, if you watch the full thing, I was more referring to the system of.
Oh, she tried. The system. Okay, I'll give her a chance to go and explain it. Hold on, let me go back a little bit. I'll give her a chance to try to explain it. She was talking about the system. If you go back and watch the whole thing, what she said at the beginning, she took it down. How the fuck anybody gonna watch the whole thing? And I ain't trying to nitpick her shit heavy, but goddamn. How the fuck anybody you gonna say if you watch the whole thing and you didn't say it at the beginning, you took it down? Like, how somebody gonna watch the whole thing? The fuck?
Using atrocities to control people. That's what I was trying to say. I don't even want to tell you guys what I was trying to say.
So she said she don't.
It wasn't what came out, and it doesn't even matter.
So she says it doesn't even matter, and then goes on to say what she was trying to say. I thought she was gonna let it go, but she goes on to say, "This is the accountability queen, right? She gonna teach women how to be accountable, right?"
Again, if you watch the full thing, I was more referring to the system of using atrocities to control people. That's what I was trying to say. But to say that it was...
The system is using atrocities to control people. The system is using slavery to control people. And them niggas be exaggerating about it. What the fuck does exaggeration have to do with the system using racism to control people? How do the two correlate? Black people exaggerate slavery The system uses that to try to control. How do you put those two things together? How is that what you was trying to say? Because the system practices racism. Not in the extremes, but it still practices racism. Systemic. There's no exaggeration there. Every other day, you can see a black man getting out that's done been in prison for 1,000 years for a crime he didn't commit. Every other day. There was a man I just saw recently. A black man, they had given him like 400 years for some old bullshit. And after 30, 40 years, they let him out. You can see that every other day. Innocent black man just sitting in prison, whole life gone. They're still practicing this. There ain't nothing to exaggerate. Like, what the fuck? But she was trying to say the system use it, you know. At first, she wasn't going to say it at all because she knew it didn't matter what she was trying to say. And then she went on to say what she was trying to say anyway.
Wasn't that it was embellished is, oh gosh, so stupid. So stupid, insensitive. And nor am I, you know, sure, I've read a couple books, but I'm not informed or qualified enough to really have that conversation. So not bringing up.
Or any, apparently. You leaving words off again. We know that's a problem for you. Not only are you not qualified to have that conversation, it doesn't sound like you're qualified to have any, really. Reading off cue cards of things that other men done said. You're not really qualified to be having no conversations about anything.
Someone else onto the show, again, stupid. Now, the next thing is that my friend Gabby came on the show with him, and she's dating someone that is black. And he would say openly racist comments to her. Now,
her friend Gabby is dating a black man. Nick Fuentes was saying openly racist things to her. I'm assuming based on the fact that she's with a black man, which is why she said this.
I should have pushed back on that. Like, I've been in interracial relationships. So for me to not push back on that, especially with all of the people that have been on my show, was stupid. It was stupid.
It wasn't stupid. That's just who you are. Like, I'm not going to say that you aren't stupid, but there's the reason you didn't say anything is because you support what was being said. It's very simple. If you can sit there and argue with modern women all day, cut them off, check them, you know, do whatever it is you do, demolish them. If you can do that to black women, but you can't do that to a white man, then something about your spirit is connected to that man to where you can't check him. You can't do it. He's speaking your language. You can't check him. But let a modern black woman get on there and say something out of pocket. You check her quick with shit that you reading off a damn card. Or shit that you copying somebody else done said. Check them real quick. In this case, you don't have anything anybody else done said to say here. So you couldn't check them. Because you don't have your own thoughts. You need to recognize that. And anybody following her, she don't have her own thoughts. This is why she couldn't do any defense versus this racism thing. She leaned into her culture. All she went with was what her culture is. You saw that Nick Fuentes was being racist against your friend as you introduced this person, your friend who's with a black man. You wouldn't even defend your friend, another cave, from a racist cave. You wouldn't even do that. How the hell is she gonna defend black men? This is what y'all claim she doing. She can't even defend her own white friend. She can't even do that.
you know, I was kind of like a deer in the headlights. I didn't know what to say. I was like, oh gosh. And
you could have said, shut the fuck up and get your racist bitch ass off my show. You want to copy everything else black folks say? How about that? Shut the fuck up. Get your racist bitch hoe ass off my show right motherfucking now. Easy. You don't got to be an intellectual to say that. Or a version of that. Maybe not word for word, bar for bar, but you should have a version of that. You don't need an intellect. You don't need intellect to do that. You was caught like a deer in headlights. No, you was in a trance. He was speaking your language. It was like he was singing you a goddamn siren song. That's why you was a deer in headlights, bitch. Yeah, he spoke to your soul. He spoke to your spirit. You couldn't even defend your cave friend. Your friend. And these random black men act like you defending them.
The video we were watching wasn't even supposed to be about that, so I really don't have an excuse. It was just stupid. And again, I take full accountability for this stuff.
Right.
And, you know, if I had to do it over again, I would do it differently, but
of course,
I can only move forward. So,
of course.
Sorry, I want to make sure that I addressed everything. I think I did.
No, you didn't.
Okay. I talked about recruiting.
You done?
Okay. So, moving forward, I really would be open to having a discussion with someone that can bring more awareness and education to the situation. So I'm open to you guys' suggestions in the comments. I also invite anybody that's made a video about me or has comments to address with me.
Okay.
To go on Obsidian's stream tonight at 8 p.m. GMT. Blessing will also be there.
Hold on. What I gotta do? She said, anybody got an issue with her, I guess the day she made this, go to Obsidian's channel. Cause you can't come address me personally. Go to him. Go over there. Where I can have me a bodyguard with me. My nigga with me. Cause I saw that Obsidian had her on there and did like a 5-hour panel explaining away all this shit, you know, vouching for her character, doing the same shit that coon ass niggas like to do. That's why she told y'all to go over to Obsidian, because now she got a guard dog with her. I got my nigga with me, so I can go over. Y'all can come over there. Don't come over here and face me one-on-one. I don't want no smoke. But as long as I got a buffer with me, one of my buffer niggas.
And yeah, you know, because I don't want to run from this stuff.
But you are.
A lot of this stuff was not well thought out. A lot of this stuff I could have done better, and I do take full accountability for that. So, you know, go on the stream if you got something to say.
Oh, yeah.
I also would like to say I really don't have beef with anyone in the space that made videos about me. I understand where they were coming from. I understand where I went wrong. And I really think they had a lot of valid criticisms about me. So let me know what you guys think. I really did my best to address all of the comments in a concise way. I'm not trying...
This was your best. This was concise.
to play the victim. Everything in this that has happened is my fault.
Right.
And I'm just, yeah, my fault. And I will do better in the future. So let me know in the comments what you guys think.
Because she knows she still got one. That's the main thing. The reason she's saying she be better in the future is because she knows she still has one. Now, that's the end of this little apology. Let me show y'all something. Here's something else I want to bring to y'all's attention. I'm going to show y'all some of these comments. Now, in these comments, what you'll notice is that her fellow caves don't even believe she needed to give an apology. Her niggas, these coon niggas, don't feel like she should have even did that. Like, why explain yourself to black people? They're not worth that. The only people that are worth that are the homosexual community, the so-called Jewish community, the so-called, I ain't gonna say so-called, but the Asian community. They're the only people who deserve an apology if you get out of line. Black people don't deserve that. And do you know why people think like that about us? Y'all know why? They saying that she's going through a humiliation ritual. Why are you apologizing to black people? Who are they? They don't care. They don't care about slavery. They don't give a fuck that you talking about my African. You ain't talking about FBA, so you ain't got to worry about that. They don't care nothing about none of that. Why are you apologizing to them? They don't require that. You could have not said anything. You could have kept rolling past them niggas. I can't believe you apologized. To black people? Nobody does that. See? This was a humiliation a ritual put upon her. Like, what? Huh? A black man said it was a forced apology. But she wasn't even forced. If she really knew, if she knew black people, because it's clear that she doesn't. If she knew black people for real, she would have known that she ain't even have to do, she ain't have to do this. She ain't have to apologize. She ain't do none of that. Because she's white. She didn't have to apologize for, or call herself apologize for 12 minutes. Black men still going to defend her. Just like they defended her after the Jesse Lee Peterson interview. They're going to defend her. That's a part of that pathology that I asked of us that we actually sit around and think about. Everybody else is owed an apology but you, because you are the most understanding person on earth. You are the most self-hating person on earth. That low self-esteem. Let somebody say something about the homosexuals. Them bitches apologizing immediately. Everybody else but you. Now, Pearlie called herself apologizing, but if you've been here with me, we broke that so-called apology down, and it really won't that. So she gonna go on, like she said, Obsidian show. He gonna carry water for her, because that's what good niggas do. And all these caves and these coons are gonna sit here like, well, why you even apologize to these niggas anyway? Why? Now, I don't know if these are real black men, but these got black men pictures. Never apologize. We don't require that. Our history isn't sacred. Racism is over. Like, that don't even... that shit is over anyway. So, you'll have black people saying that. And black men are sitting out here carrying water, cooning, full blown, just because she will take the time out to embarrass women on her show. That's the only reason men watch her. That's the only reason. There is no other reason been presented to me. I've challenged niggas. There's no other reason other than to see women get embarrassed, be made to look the fool. There's no other reason. black people. I talk to you and speak to you as a group because you are one, whether you want to be or not. Now, Pearl's not going to be canceled because black people aren't going to turn their back on her. Not an issue. She's not going to lose no subs or no shit like that. Like, she ain't about to lose no big chunk of subs because of this. Because she'll still be on there embarrassing so-called modern women, most of them black, because her recruiter's Nigerian. So he goes out there and fetches her other black women to embarrass. Good boy. But as long as that's what her content is centered around, black men still gonna support that bullshit. They still gonna support it. And I'm talking about, when I tell you that I've given these niggas a chance to tell me, okay, what is it? They can't tell me anything. All they say is she say what other men been saying. She's speaking up for men. This is what black men saying. She's not speaking up for you, though. There are black women that speak up for you. The other day I had, the other day after I did the video, did the live stream, of course, y'all know I had black men all in messaging me in different, on Instagram, some email, some on Facebook. But I had a few black men that said to me that black women don't defend black men either. And I took issue with that. It bothers me that that's the logic of some black men. And I'm not going to say most black men, but most definitely these manosphere niggas. Yeah, them niggas, yeah. But that don't make up, most black men by a long shot, actually. And I try to tell y'all that to put it in a numerical framing for you, even if you take all of the would-be manosphere niggas and add them up, they don't even make up a fraction of black men. There are too many black men that ride with this shit, but it's not like most black men are riding with the bullshit these niggas be on. And particularly when they get into that when they lean hard into anti-black women, a lot of niggas be like, okay, y'all niggas, y'all niggas is wildin'. But what they'll say is, well, black women don't defend us. And I don't know who the fuck they seeing out there in the streets when one of us gets brutally murdered by the cops, one of us being mistreated. Our women have been trying to stop us from killing ourselves in hoods or in ghettoized communities since forever. Those mothers will get together in those communities and try to get you niggas to stop killing each other. They do that, trying to save you. Ain't nobody else doing that. The times in history you've been facing racism, where the fuck was they at? They were standing right there with you, sometimes in larger number than you. To sit here and act like, black men and women haven't rode together through this until we got to this point where I can be sitting here on YouTube talking to y'all over the internet, not somewhere picking fucking cotton, sugar cane, getting the shit beat out of me every day. Because it's not like that's a system that, the caves just wanted to get rid of. There had to be a war over that. And the war was only about profit, really. It wasn't even about your humanity. It had nothing to do with that. It was about the South making all this bread off of this free labor. It had nothing to do with your humanity at all. So black men and women had to fight to get out of that situation. Take off running to get out of that situation. Full blown. We out. And for y'all to sit here and act like y'all haven't walked and got to this point together is ridiculous to me to even listen to. It's hard to even hear. But these manosphere niggas will sit around acting like this never happened. They have no honor for the womb from which they came. Black women dealing with medical or would be biological racism as well, just to get you here, and still no respect. Still no respect from these niggas. The vessel from which you come, dying more than any woman in America just to get you here. Dying on the table, dying during childbirth, more than any other woman here. You know, defect in black women, as far as having babies are concerned. But they're dying during childbirth because they're black women. They do all that. And these niggas will sit here and act like there's some purpose in demeaning her and acting like she wasn't never there. It doesn't make any sense at all. But now everybody's talking about the manosphere is dead. No, it's not. That's too far. You know, I was just using, even when I made the eulogy for the manosphere a year ago, that was just me, you know, a play on words, basically. Like, they're not going anywhere. There will be black men who love to hear and see black women getting embarrassed. There's going to be those people. Just so well as it, on the other side, there will be black women that like to see black men get embarrassed. There are black women that celebrate black men being murdered by the cops. Like, these people are going to exist. They sick as fuck. Something's wrong with them. To me, I'll say, in my opinion. That coon pathology got them fucked up. But we ain't never did shit without each other. Period. So this is where I'm, you know, diametrically opposed to the black manosphere niggas. And on top of that, they always want to talk shit and take shots at me. Not based on anything I talk about. It's not based on any of the stuff that I actually say. At all. Now, I'm sitting and gonna go do a 5-hour live stream to defend Just Pearly. To defend her honor. To give black men a pass to forgive her when they didn't even have a problem when she said it. Like, not really. They ain't really have a problem when she said what she said. But he gonna come in and shield her and field the questions for her, as opposed to just calling the racist bitch out. All she has to do, and all any of these people have to do, is make content that is anti-black woman. And they're going to always have supporters. They're not going anywhere. Just Pearly ain't going nowhere. If that's what you believe is going to happen, then you don't know these people like I know these people. Clearly. There ain't none of that shit happening. She didn't really even have to fucking apologize. really to apologize with such trash. Now we listen to it together. That apology was like, what the fuck was that? This is the queen of accountability? Is she the one teaching women accountability? Really? Oh, okay. It doesn't sound like she has anything to teach at all about accountability. You knew he was a racist. You said it yourself. Everything else is null and void. Everything else is null and void. He's being racist towards your friend. You didn't say shit. You was caught like a deer in headlights. Let me get this. Am I tripping? Y'all tell me if I'm wilding right now. Hold on, let me get this off the screen first of all. Let's get this off the screen. We're gonna come back. If you understanding what I'm saying, if you've been following me through this and you followed through with me the other night as well, and you see what I'm saying, like this is a sickness. This coon shit is a sickness amongst black people. I don't even know we recognize we doing it or what, but I'm gonna show you when we doing it. And defending this white bitch for contributing nothing to anything as far as where we're concerned at all, because you can't not have knowledge of the history and carry black men. This is why me as a black man, I can't deal with no cave bitch, because she can't carry me through the history like a black woman can. A black woman can carry you through. Y'all have that connection. She understands racism. Or at least you hope you get you one that understands racism. She understands what's going on in the world. So y'all not at odds about those things. To where you don't have two different ideologies. You're not going to get that with no cave bitch. I don't give a fuck what you do. They're going to always lean into their culture. Always. And that's okay. That's why I know when I see black men and women with the caves, I already know the type of shit or the type of time they on. I already know. I know what type of time they on. And that could be me being, prejudiced against the cave dwellers. But I can tell, if we start talking about racism, if somebody's with somebody that's white, I know that when we start talking about racism, this motherfucker he about to come out here. I'm going to hear his cape flapping from down the street. I'm going to hear her cape flapping from down the street. I already know what the conversation is going to be like when we talk about racism. I already know. But tell me if I'm making sense, if I'm on some bullshit. Comment. I'm looking at the comments now. Now, I want y'all to know for an hour and a half, I wasn't looking at none of y'all's comments. So if you say anything you want me to see or hear or, read out, or you got some opposition for me, or you want to talk some shit, just as long as it stays in the confines of the conversation that we're having. If you're I'm saying some bullshit or whatever, you can put that in. And disagreeing with me doesn't get you blocked. Disrespecting me gets you blocked and or cussed out. Or both. It just depends. Depends on how I'm feeling, right? If you understand what I'm saying, you understand everything I've said so far, and you be feeling me, you come in here, you fuck with me like that anyway, put a B123 in the chat. Do that for me real quick. Put a B123 in the chat. If you haven't hit the like button already, do that. Subscribe to the channel. Do all that hot shit. You want to support the channel, anything like that, all the links are in the description box to do so. All right? I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't understand. I don't get it. Because to me, for black men to worship whiteness this way, our women don't stand a chance. If we're the leaders, right? That's what Pearly said. Y'all like hearing shit like that. If we are the leaders, then we must take responsibility here. We cannot then tell black women to stop cooning, because an accurate response to her saying, what she needs to say to you at that point is, you first. You first, my nigga. If we're going to be leaders, I think this is a good place to start. Now, you may not agree with me. You may feel like it's money, some type of position in society. I don't know what's your idea, but I know my idea is, well, I can't be going ham on black women, talking all this shit, trying to get them to stop the coon bullshit they be on, and black men out here cooning at this level. You first. Black man, you first. If we're gonna keep telling black women how much they worship white hoes, that's why they wear the white hoes hair. Well, okay, cool, but you worship these white hoes. You first. You first, my nigga. You first. And if you are or calling yourself a masculine black man, then you understand this. Then you know it's part of your responsibility to try to teach and educate the black woman. That's why no matter how mad black women get at the stuff I have to say, I'm not going to stop. That's what a leader is supposed to do. Educate his counterpart. Even though she hard-headed as fuck sometimes. I know it. I get it. But that's what the fuck we supposed to do. And you don't get I don't think you can call yourself no leader if you're not doing that. I guess in particular if you are calling yourself being a part of the so-called conscious woke or pro-black, or if you in that vein, then it's your job. Like, that's a part of your responsibility, is to lead your woman away from cooning by leading by example. You don't coon, and she don't have no choice but to acquiesce at some point to, okay, the niggas ain't cooning now, so they're not worshiping whiteness now, so it's worth a shot, right? We ain't tried that. We haven't tried that. I think it's necessary. You first. If we're the leaders, if and only if we're saying that we are the leaders. If we're trying to, I hear niggas say now, take the reins back from the black woman. We've been led by a matriarchy, father. Okay, we'll take the reins back, nigga. Snatch them by the motherfucking hands then. Now what? Because our culture, even if black men and women are together, our culture has to be steeped in black pride. The foundation has to be pride. You don't have a choice, or it falls apart. It just does. When you sitting around trying to be white, your shit gonna fall apart. That's what history should have shown you so far. Trying to be like them, your shit gonna fall apart. As far as how you connect with each other, because you think you being like them, but their shit is built on anti-blackness. Their shit built on that. They come together on that. They become soulmates based on that principle, based on that premise, based on that ideology. They have kids under this banner of anti-blackness. Or just be oblivious to black people in general, period. It's part of their culture too to act like they don't know what the fuck going on. Or to act like black people exaggerating about every damn thing. Even if how she say that black people was exaggerating about slavery, they'll say you exaggerating about the privatized prison complex. They don't give a fuck what you talking about. They'll tell you that you exaggerating about cops coming to 3Ks, don't get this shit fucked up, cops murdering you in the streets unarmed. No matter what you say, they're gonna say you exaggerating about it. And you know it. And you know it. Black areas don't have health food stores and stuff in them like that. They'll tell you that you tripping. Ain't nobody racist like that no more. We wouldn't purposely not put a Whole Foods over there. That's how they'll treat you. That's what they bond on. That's what they fall in love with each other based on. Y'all out here fucking playing. You think you being like them because what you're trying to be is the image that they gave you of themselves. You trying to be that. good Christian, never get divorced, buy a house, stay married forever. They presented you with this bullshit. So, you know, the image that they presented you is what you're trying to accomplish, not even who they really are. Because their culture is anti-blackness. That's what it is. They ain't doing shit else. It may look like a whole bunch of other shit, but it's not. Anti-blackness. That's all it is. And you trying to mimic this facade is what's causing this break. It causes these arguments. It causes these conversations to be never ending. I could have sworn by now I thought niggas would be tired. I thought the black man and woman's legs had done gave out on these stupid ass conversations they have about relationships. I thought their legs would have been tired by now. But apparently they're not. And just Pearly can come through here, swoop through, talk to niggas, expose them, laugh at them, get everybody to joke on them, get paid, and keep moving. And black men gonna defend her. Come on, yo. Let me get to some of y'all's. Let me get to some of y'all's comments for real now. Let's go. We on full comment mode now. This is the comment portion of the show. Come on with it. Let me drink me some water real quick. Mad love to y'all. Mad love to y'all. Oh, let me change this real quick. Actually, let me show where black people need to be. Yeah, let me do that. Let me do that real quick with my little image right there. That's the only way you come through right there. That's the only way you come through here. And black man, if you are a leader like you say you are, I understand the providing and all that, protecting. I understand all that. But you're going to have to stop cooning. That needs to be put on the list. It can just be protecting and providing for, I guess, cavemen. Cavemen can just do those two things, and it may be cool for him to do that. But you black. So you got to protect it, provide, and not coon at the same damn time. You got to juggle 3 balls. No homo. That's the second night. The last live I slid the LGBTQs. I want them to come in here and be mad so I can laugh. But black man, you gotta do 3 things, bro. You can't be like the white man right here. Protect, provide, stop cooning. All of that. Yo, mad love to y'all that's in here too. I see a lot of y'all in commenting and shit too. I appreciate that. If you got any comments for me, go ahead and put them out there now. If you got any disagreements, go ahead. Let's go. We focus now. I'm just straight comment mode now. The other day we had some coons show up. These are facts. These are facts. Mr. Air Nike says you legitimately have to talk to your woman. There is no space for outside opinions. Her friends will be all the way cooned out. It's crazy. It's not that crazy if you look at how they got there. That's the culture. The culture. Our culture is coon shit. It just is. Some of the stuff we do we don't even recognize. Just like with the color people time shit. That was a prime example. Like, what the fuck? I don't even know what that shit really mean. I don't even know what it really mean, but we talk down on ourselves like that. But you most definitely, a black woman's friends gonna tell you a lot about what type of mentality she has. And generally speaking, if your woman got a lot of friends, or she like being out on the scene, there's a good chance she leaning more into that coon shit. Because the only way you want to be out around a bunch of unhinged coons is if you want to. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, that's the only way that's a comfortable space for you. I personally don't like it myself. I can only speak for myself. I don't like being around a whole bunch of unhinged coons. And notice, I ain't talking about just, I don't like being around a bunch of, what they would call hood niggas, or as these manosphere niggas talk about Pookies and Ray Rays. No, I ain't talking about a whole bunch. I'm talking about a whole bunch of coons. Where even the conversations are a whole bunch of coons. I only like being around that. I don't like being around none of that shit. But if you got somebody who does like being on the scene all the time around a bunch of random ass drunk black people, oh, you best believe that it's in them. You best believe it's in them. And you more of a homebody. You like chilling at the crib. You ain't trying to be around a whole bunch of coons all the time. That shit ain't fun for you. It's draining for you. I know it's draining as fuck for me. I can't even speak for nobody else, but on that straight introverted time. Straight introverted time. Like, it drains me to be around large groups of people, period. Especially, in particularly, if it's a whole bunch of coons. And because the black society, our black community, is made up with mostly coons, especially you gotta be somewhere listening to black people's conversations. That shit drains the fuck out of me. Drains me. Pyro says, Rob, you should take her up on her invite. What invite, bro? She didn't have an invite. The day that she made the I guess the apology video, she invited people to Obsidian show to talk to her through that. She didn't invite nobody to just talk to her, and I wouldn't want to talk to the bitch anyway. I don't have any, I ain't got nothing to say to. Nah. I ain't trying to convince, a cave bitch to not be racist. That's not even, or to show her where she racist. That's not the work. I don't give a fuck nothing. They can continue to be racist as fuck. I don't care like that. You know what I'm saying? Pyro, I want us to stop cooning. That is my only, white folk understanding what they doing and how racist they might be. Nah, I'll let somebody else can do that. Somebody else can do that work. I can't do it. I can't do it. Paris says, Rob, sidebar, do you think our people worship celebrities because we think a part of our culture is music? I think we worship celebrities because that's what we've been socially engineered to do. I think that ever since you're a child, and the way that you come up, you watch the entire society worship celebrities, so you kind of went in Rome to shit. Like everybody else doing it, so, it looks odd when you don't worship celebrities. People don't even know how to take you. People be confused by me all the time. Because I can respect somebody's talent, but I'm not going to worship them, kiss their ass. I saw a video the other day, and I put this shit up on Facebook. Drake, the rapper, was somewhere, and I'm talking about, he was just parked in his car, windows up. All these motherfucking, it look like a bunch of so-called Hispanics just beating on his fucking car windows, and, I love you, and beating on his fucking little boys, little girls, grown people, everything, beating on his fucking windows. He couldn't even ride through that bitch. That's crazy to me. That looks crazy to me. But that is a part of what is normal culture. And I think the society sets it up like that on purpose. Because if they know that we worship these people, and they control these people, and they know that we follow these people, then that way they have somebody to lead us into some bullshit, and they don't even have to put their hands on it, really. Their hands ain't even really there. So they use that worship to their benefit. They do use that. Because a lot of these artists have an excessive amount of influence on black people as a whole. And it's not just us. If it was just us, I would be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? It would be, but it's society. That's normal as fuck. Now, I think it's more detrimental to us that we do it, and thus we shouldn't do it, but it's a normal thing in society. That's music people, that's movie stars, look at black people, they'll worship a reality TV show star. So it ain't even got to be a part. You said celebrity worship as far as music being a part of our culture. It doesn't even have to be musicians. They can be anybody. Like a Just Pearly. All they gotta do is have a bunch of people watching them, making some money. Especially if you making money, black people will worship you based on the money you make. That's what I mean. Is really sick. If you make some money, you can get black people will worship you. You ain't gotta do music. Reality TV show, black people worship that. Like, it don't matter. So I personally think it's socially engineered to be that way. You, Marshana, says, I wish non-cooning was our culture. I'm talking about if I found a goddamn genie bottle, that'd be one of my wishes. That's how serious I am about the shit. If they give me 3, that'll be my first one. Real quick. That'll be my first one. Hold on. I'm trying to keep up with y'all. John E says the ladies expect the 3 P's out of the bros: protect, provide, and the main one is produce. And that's normal. I don't think that's something that's unique to black women. I think that's women. That's women, period. I think it's just now that we, as black men, we kind of take pride in, saying we don't fuck with our women. We take pride in that. It's almost like a get back. I heard niggas be like, well, they said they didn't fuck with us, so... Well, if you doing it because she said she didn't fuck with you, that sounds like she's the leader, and you said that she wasn't supposed to be the leader. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if she did it first, it's like, okay, then she's a fucking coon, but why would you then coon on top of her coon, and now you got 2 coons? Like, it don't do anything. You know what I'm saying? And she not the leader, is she? Right, y'all said she won't. Hey, first name Brandon said Colin Just Pearly Steve Nash was funny as fuck. In my opinion, she looked more like John Stockton. I wasn't even trying to be funny, yo. That bitch, she looked like Steve Nash to me for real. Bangs and all. She looked like that nigga to me for real. I wasn't even trying to be funny for real. Truth First 313 says that show Swarm is how people really act, just weird. I heard about that show. I haven't watched the show yet. I watched a little bit of it because I seen people was going crazy over the scene that I call him Franklin Saint. I think his name is Damon Idris, I believe. I got his name right. But he had some scene with Chloe Bailey, and they was going crazy over that shit. And I'm like, y'all niggas I'm talking about it be the dumbest stuff. The absolute dumbest stuff that will have niggas talking. This girl that had to go do an interview explaining the scene and everything. It's like, and I'm like, is these niggas exaggerating? So let me go see what the fuck they talking about. And like 2-3 minutes in, there you see Franklin Saint beating her fucking back out, standing up on the edge of a damn bed. I'm like, oh shit. All right. But I wouldn't have seen that and made a social commentary about it or judged her or what. I wouldn't have gave a fuck about none of that. But he beating her back the fuck out. And the black girl walks by, they got the door full blown open, and he looks at her in her eyes like, yeah, gave her a little smile and shit, beating Chloe's back out. I'm like, okay, I don't know why somebody that's a, artist, a music artist would do that, but I'm not judging. Like, what the fuck ever, you know what I'm saying? If that's what she want to do, like, if she want to head down, ass up and get pounded the fuck out by Franklin Saint, this is what she want to do. There's no way I would come out with a separate thought piece for like, no, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? But I didn't finish watching the show. I just want to see what niggas was talking about. And then I was so disappointed when I saw that little 15 seconds. And I mean, her ass was out. And I ain't gonna, you know, she was naked and shit right there. But it's like, I mean, who gives a fuck though? Like, who is she? Like, what the fuck going on? Franklin Saint wanted some pussy real quick. That's all I gained from it. Like, oh, Franklin get some pussy. All right. That's all I thought. You think I'm gonna come out here and have a think piece about that? No. But black people will. Oh, you best believe black people will. That'll be a whole conversation for days. It's like, how the hell do y'all niggas do this shit for real? And y'all don't ever get tired. Y'all don't ever get tired. Jay Barrett, what's up, brother Barrett? Says not even mad at Pearly, and none of us, B123, we're not mad at Pearly. We don't give a fuck about nothing that she got going on. We don't give a fuck. We looking at these niggas, these coon ass niggas, and we shaking our head. That's our position. Not anger at the caves. Looking at black men and other, you know, coons in this space, and we shaking our head. That's our position. But let me read your comment. It says not even mad at Pearly because I been saw her shit a mile away. I tried to warn Obsidian and these other black dudes about putting her in black conversations, but they desire white validation. Absolutely. Absolutely. Trying to warn Obsidian for what? That's a waste. That man is not for, when they do the manosphere type of, they're not for all men. They're not for all black men. They have their own special group of black men that dress a certain way, make a certain amount of money. You know, there's criteria. They make it seem all inclusive, but it's not. Apparently, if you have children with multiple women, you can't be honored or respected as a man. If you don't dress a certain way, you can't be honored or respected as a man. If you got tattoos, you can't be honored or respected as a man. If you don't make six figures and, you know, hire black people to help you run a business, you can't be respected as a man. They got all these rules on what you have to do to be respected as a black man that isolates their, you know, I guess their little special group of these high value dudes. Regular dude going to work, trying his best. No. You're not a part of, you can't, they don't accept you that way. And that's an issue for me. And I knew that, so I knew that cave validation would be important to them, because once you start isolating out the hood or the would-be ghetto people, once you start acting like all of the people in the ghetto are a certain way, all of them got felonies, all of them are criminals. Once you start doing that, that lets me know not only do you not have experience being around black people in these ghettos, in these areas, but to speak down on them means that you have to be seeking white validation, because that's what the caves do. The caves said all of us was ghetto thug criminals. What you did was put a suit on so they could not see you look or make you don't seem like a ghetto thug criminal, but that's what they said about all of us. And what they trying to do is separate themselves from, you know, being ghetto or being, you know, a certain type of urban black. They trying to push themselves out of that, so then white people will look at them in a more favorable light. Because that's what they want. Like you said, white validation. If you go to the hoods, grew up in the ghettos, you know everybody not bad. You know everybody not a criminal. You know that. And you know most of the people that are criminals is because the cops, 3Ks, are swarming the hood in the ghettos like motherfucking Jaws in that bitch. Like sharks. Circling the hood all day. Stop and frisk. What the fuck ever, right? So you understand that dynamic. I can't stand for motherfuckers to be like, well, you know, I came up in the hood, and then proceed to turn their back and shit on the hood and everybody in it. All them good people in there trying to mind their own goddamn business. And you gonna act like every single one of them. Well, that's exactly what they said about you. And they said it about you whether you grew up in the suburbs or not. That you just a criminal. Now you turn around and say it about Pookie Ray Rays or what the fuck ever. Not saying there ain't some dumb criminal ass, coon ass niggas, that be out here killing each other and committing crimes and, against innocent black people. But to act like that's every single person in the hood, every single person in the ghetto, every single kid can't read, can't make good grades, all going to prison. Like, no, that's not true. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. But that's how the manosphere niggas be. Young seller, I could be saying it wrong. Young sellers or sell use, I don't know. Wasi, my nigga Wasi, says black folk accept what they believe will get them the most love and attention. Absolutely. SMH. Just saying, and it's sad because these folks know they are black, so they cater and coon sport and cater and support who they admire. Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. We care so much about other people loving us or plucking us out or making us feel different. We care about that. We need that. And we don't even care to get it from each other. We need it specifically from the caves. It's not good enough if it comes from us. If a black person tell you good enough, you don't even care. You don't even feel like you're good enough until a cave tell you that you are. That's how we act. You don't even want to hear it if it's coming from a black person. Especially if that black person has an understanding of your history, an understanding of how you got here, you'll just call them a hotep and keep it moving. When they put everything, our history included, into context and see this racism, systemic and otherwise, that is still taking place today, well, those people get, cast as hoteps, pro-blacks. Motherfuckers try to make fun of that. Like, we the black men that don't do that. We don't even factor in blackness. We deny racism and all that shit. This is why Miss Pearly didn't have to apologize, because they already doing that work anyway. They doing it. To even talk about it is an excuse to these niggas. Because anytime you talking to him, there you go blaming the white man. You can just talk about what the fuck he doing. You can talk about what him and his mama doing. Them motherfuckers will tell you that you're making an excuse. Just by speaking the facts. Jay Barrett said that live stream Obsidian put on was a complete coon show. Just straight up embarrassing to see black folk on a panel coming out to play defense for a racist humpback whale. Yo, it's I'm telling you, man, like, if you look at black people's behavior, the pattern is just so, it's like, black men, you gotta stop cooning, bruh. You have to, or nobody else gonna be able to if you don't. That's how I feel. Nobody else is going to be able to do it if you don't. You have to do it first. It's up to us black men. This is why most times when I get on here, I'm going to be talking to our people as a people, but I'm always going to say it's going to take the black man to step up and stop cooning first before the black women going to be able to get in line with that. Even if she don't want to get in line, what she'll see is, well, that's the culture now. That's the culture now. And it's up to black men to set that cultural standard in place and enforce it. It's up to black men to do that. Every other culture does that. The women nurture the culture, pass the culture down. The men enforce, create and enforce the culture. That's what the men do. Create and enforce. Women nurture, pass down. That's how it works. It's like motherfucking double Dutch. That's the only way it works. And black men and women, we not doing that. We out here bullshitting. Mr. Air Knight says, I expect this from a white woman, but I don't share the outlook of they are not the ones we should be angry towards. We have every right to be angry towards them. Absolutely. I'm not taking away black people's right to be angry. I'm saying it's a waste of time. I don't care to. If my anger could correct them, then I would do that. But it doesn't. Our anger doesn't correct them. They don't give a fuck about us being mad, and particularly because there's not enough of us that be mad anyway. It's only a small group. This would be conscious, would be pro-black. That mentality is always a small group amongst black people. It has been historically. It's a small group. It's a small group. And I used to be mad. Understand that. Until I got to the point where, no, okay, it doesn't matter how mad I get. Them motherfuckers gonna continue to pass and do their culture how they want to, and they should be able to do that. My black voice is not going to change their culture. I'm black. I'll let the white caves go change their own people. I'm trying to get my people to see. So I put all my energy into that. I'm not going to be mad at no goddamn caves. Not for just sitting being, in conversation being racist. Like, nah, they can do that. But what's making us defend them? What's making us defend them? So now I got to the point where I got away from being mad at the caves per se, and now I'm mad at, I'm trying to tell these niggas how these people act. I'm trying to show us what it means, or the understanding of being more unified as a people and protecting one another. But being mad at the caves ain't helping at all, because they don't care. They see how splintered we are. Therefore, they're not worried. That's why, like I say, they don't have to apologize to us. We black folk, the black men and women sit around fighting each other all day. We ain't got to apologize to them. They ain't even really paying attention. They too busy arguing with each other. That's how we spend our time, arguing with each other. Therefore, our eyes are not focused on our true enemy. And they know that. They benefit from the splinter between black men and women. They benefit from that. Especially now, because look, social media has become reality for a lot of people. For millions of people, social media is reality. They don't have any real world experience at all. They reading shit from fucking cards, getting stats and data offline. Like that's where they getting this shit from. Talking to 5 people, and they talk to 5 people in the street or do some type of what they call street interview. And they talk to a couple motherfuckers. See, all of them like that. They ain't talking but to 5 motherfuckers. Even if they talk to 100 motherfuckers, that's such a small percentage of our people. Such a small percentage of our people. But that will become, well, see, all 50 million of them act and think like this. So these motherfuckers don't even be having real world experience. And they don't have to. That's not even a requirement. Because y'all know, with social media becoming reality, everybody gets online and tries to be perfect. That's all it is. Be perfect, look perfect. Filters. Surgeries. Y'all seeing what Black China doing right now. Trying to reverse all her shit. She trying to go back in time and shit. Reversing all her surgeries. Got them getting baptized and all this old shit. Changing her name to something white or some shit, her real name. But she's trying to go back. Cancel her OnlyFans. She's going backwards. Because that filter life ain't it. And I keep trying to tell black folk, but they don't want to listen to me. That filter life ain't it. It's not real life. Y'all have allowed the internet to become real life. This is why people talk when they talking about black men and women. The internet is the experience that they use. Y'all know I get on here and I tell y'all real world experience that I'm going through out here in these streets, driving these trucks, how I'm defending our blackness in real life, out here in the streets, in my area, wherever I'm at. These motherfuckers will just be reading stats from online, yo. Ain't went and did ain't lived amongst people, ain't talked to people, ain't none of that. None of that. But the internet has become reality. That's where we all see these arguments and silly ass arguments and podcasts take place. You don't just be walking down the street and just randomly see black men and women arguing about fucking statistics of what black men doing and what black women. You don't see that shit in the streets. Motherfuckers sit down to have those conversations on purpose. Black people in the streets ain't talking about that. Now, they still be talking about a whole bunch of coon shit, but they're not sitting around doing that. We do have a part of our culture. We very relationship leaning and complaining about each other out loud in public forums. We do that. We single each other out as black man does this, and this. Black woman does this, and this. Nobody else does that. Well, only the closest thing you'll get is you may have a so-called Hispanic man that will talk about how crazy Latinas are. They'll cut your ass or some shit like that. They feisty or some shit like that. They're not gonna completely come out and trash those hoes like they are the worst mothers on earth. They're not doing shit like that. They're not doing that. And the Latina hoes damn sure ain't gonna come out here and say, well, Latina men or Latin men or, so-called Hispanic men, whatever the fuck you want to call them, they're not gonna come out here and say they're the worst fathers on earth. They're not gonna say that. And them Hispanic dudes, the so-called Hispanic dudes, they be getting it in. They be getting it in. Kids all over the place and all this old shit, they be getting it in. But you will not hear them women come out here and goddamn just turn their back on them niggas. You're not gonna see that. You're not gonna see it. Ain't nobody doing that but black folk. The Asian man can be smacking the shit out of his woman, beating her ass, oppressing the shit out of women. You're not gonna see Asian bitches come out here and talk about how trash these Asian niggas are. You're not gonna see that. They're not gonna do that. That's what we do. That's our specialty, and I hate that. I mean, it sounds so crazy, but that's our specialty. We gonna dog and trash each other all day, every day. And what makes it so bad is now the conversation, if you really listen to it, it's circular. It's going in a circle. It's the same topics, the same conversations, recycled over and over and over and over again. That's all it is. But black people don't get tired of talking about it. And because we don't, that's what's going to dominate social media for us. Anything we could choose to let other ideas and other thought processes dominate the internet, but no, this stuff dominates the internet where we're concerned. Somebody going viral all the time saying some off the wall shit about black women. Either somebody gonna be saying some real hateful shit about black women, or somebody gonna be full blown just kissing black women's ass like, she perfect. Those are the two extremes. That's all you got. You got black women. They'll either be trashing black men full blown, or they're like black men don't ever do nothing wrong. There is no middle ground. There is none. It don't exist. Therefore, the conversation can't be honest. It can't even be an honest conversation. Because only extremes exist. There's no middle ground. We can't say, well, everybody, we got some work to do. We need to get our shit together and mainly stop cooning. Really. Ain't nobody saying that. Ain't nobody saying that. Niggas out here talking about running their own business and making six figures. And because I make six figures, I got standards now, and I don't want you hoes. It's like, every conclusion y'all come to, every time y'all come up with a bright idea, is separation. Y'all notice that? Anybody else notice that? The bright ideas that black people come up with, and this is how I know y'all coons, both of y'all. The bright ideas that black people come up with are always separation. That says something about your mentality. It does, whether you believe it or not. It says a lot that the solution is always separation with y'all niggas. Separate further. Drift further apart. That's all y'all talk about. Absolutely. Paris says, think it's on purpose? Absolutely. I think it's I think it's completely on purpose. To keep black people in that circular dumbass conversation. Because if we ever fuck around and get our minds out of this stupid conversation and get focused on, real shit and the real shit that's going on, it's a wrap. They know that. They know that. They know that. If we fuck around and let our powers combine, they know what the fuck it is. They know exactly what it is. But we don't seem like we are threatening them with doing that at all about anything. The only thing that we threaten to do that about is if one of us is killed by a cop. 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up. We'll do it for a minute then, and only then. Other than that, no, it's crickets. It's crickets. But they keep us in that state of mind. I think I saw that, Jay Barrett. Jay Barrett says, I remember seeing Black China rock her fro during a photo shoot. She looked really nice. I think I remember seeing that picture too. I know that, and I seen Meg Thee Stallion had her some, natural shit going on. I posted her on, I think it was on Facebook, I posted her. Or either I made a comment or something like that, but it's just a better look, man. It's a better look. Black women look their best natural. See, I've grown up and I've matured. Because black women are beautiful anyway. Period. It would be a goddamn lie for me to sit here and say black women only look good natural. They look their best natural. I've been trying to come up with ways to say certain things to where if you mad at that, then you just dumb. That's what maturing has done for me. Is I'm able to word things, I may have didn't say it right, years and years ago. But I'm not moving from that. That's permanent. Black women look their best natural. Period. I can stand on that. If you mad at that, then something wrong. And I had black women that were mad at that, but I didn't feel, it's like, okay, well, all right. All right. Y'all can be mad, but that's what I believe, right? I've seen that. I've seen that too. Mr. Airnight says, look up Sha'Carri Richardson with her natural. I've seen her be natural too. Just the way that they're, even in the pictures, like the way they face look and everything, man. I mean, to me, it's a softer, it's just more beautiful look to me. I mean, that's just me. That's how I feel. That's just how I feel. So, if somebody want to be mad at me about that, they can just be mad forever. They can be mad at me forever because I'm standing by that. Black women look their best natural. Bad, beautiful, otherwise, but their best natural. Y'all, wow. But let me ask y'all, based on what we've covered tonight, do y'all see this coon pathology that I be talking about? And how it shows itself so often in our behaviors as it pertains to the caves. And not only as it pertains to the caves, but as it pertains to how we conduct ourselves with each other. Y'all see that shit? Do I do a good enough job of showing y'all what I'm talking about? And why I've taken this to be my mission. To try to get black people to see that here's where you are. You don't have to think like this. You can be okay not thinking this way. And that goes for all of us. I appreciate y'all. I'm about to get the fuck off here. Like I said, Miss Pearly didn't really have to apologize. Black men were riding with her through her last previous racist statements. They will continue to ride with her after this. Because the truth of the matter is, these niggas just like seeing black women get embarrassed the most. Now, I'm not saying they don't like seeing other bitches get embarrassed too, but they like seeing black women get embarrassed. And as long as Miss Pearly and any other these other motherfuckers out here doing this, or what we said just cavey things, long as she's still doing that, and long as black women continue to sign up for that, and black women continue to support her that way, and she can keep using her black friends and black producers to justify her not being racist, fucking black men, as long as she can use these traits to carry her through here, y'all gonna let them ride. Black men gonna let them ride heavily. And I do believe that our community is not going to move in the right direction until black men stop cooning. Now, I'm going to hold both of us responsible for the coon shit that we be on, but I know for a fact it ain't going to move until black men stop cooning. Make that a part of our would-be culture. It has to be. All right? I may actually come back on here tomorrow. I'm going to see, because I wanted to go through some of my posts and shit on Facebook. I know we have fun sometime doing that on Instagram or some shit like that. I wanted to go through some of those too. I was supposed to be doing this yesterday, but I got caught up in West Virginia. The internet up there was trash, so I couldn't do it. I couldn't pull it off. So I did that today, so I may come back in here and fuck with y'all again tomorrow. It depends on where I end up. I think I got to go to New Hampshire tomorrow. Y'all ever heard somebody say they was from New Hampshire? Me neither. But I got to go up there tomorrow. Up to, actually, that's the first thing in the morning. I'm going to go up to New Hampshire and deal with them caves up there. That's the one, y'all might remember that post. If you follow me on Facebook, the post with the cave bitch, her last name is Perkins. And I told that story in a Facebook post. But I'm going up there in the morning, up to New Hampshire again. So that's what I'll be doing. I got to be up early and shit. But if I do decide to get on here, that one may be random. Because I got done a little bit earlier today, so I was able to get on. That one may be random. Just if I land in a good spot, I'm going to just come on and turn this bitch on. And we'll just talk about some shit. But anybody, let me say this before I get out here too. Anybody that want smoke, that want to defend Miss Pearly in real time, big time, heavy, want to argue with me or whatever, come on. Let me know in the comments, and we can do it. I'll leave space for y'all to come try y'all's best to defend this bullshit. How y'all carrying her? All right. So hopefully I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all hit that like button. Share the video if you want to support me. Links in the description box. To my Patreon fam. Look, I really don't have the time to be up on Patreon heavy like that, but I do appreciate y'all for supporting, because I know some people said, well, I'll still be sub to your Patreon because you come out here and do these lives with no ads, no monetization, nothing like that. So I do appreciate those who support even me coming on here doing these lives. And y'all know I just do this shit from I gotta work, so I just be doing this shit because I love my people. I want to give us a good word. I appreciate the people that support me on Patreon for what I do on here. I appreciate that, and I got some documentaries over there too that's exclusive as fuck too. So, but I really do appreciate y'all. I will see y'all next time we come in here. Watch these coon ass niggas, and always know that you can stop cooning whenever you get ready. You can change your life whenever you get ready. And I'm here to help you see it. All right? Mad love. Shout out to Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, and third. I'm out.